I didn't scream. I didn't threaten anyone. I didn't even confront him. I just made lunch. An hour later, a grown man was on the floor, gasping for air. And everyone finally learned why you never steal someone else's food. If you've ever been disrespected, taken advantage of, or had something stolen right out from under you, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, tap like, and comment below. Because today's story isn't just about revenge, it's about consequences. Let's get into it. 3 years ago, I worked at a factory so big it barely felt human. The building stretched endlessly. Steel beams, conveyor belts, the constant mechanical hum that crawled into your skull and stayed there long after your shift ended. The lights were harsh. The air always smelled faintly of oil and metal. And the people? They changed constantly. The company hired through 5 different temp agencies, which meant faces came and went like background noise. One day someone was there, joking with you in the break room. The next day their locker was empty, their name already forgotten. It was survival of the fittest anonymous. And that anonymity bred something ugly. Because when my lunches started disappearing, there were no obvious suspects. Everyone was new, everyone was replaceable, everyone was hungry, and I was the one paying for it. I worked 6 12-hour shifts in a row. That's 6 days straight of standing, lifting, sweating, repeating the same motions until your body feels like it belongs to the machine more than to you. By the 3rd day without lunch, my hands started shaking by mid-afternoon. My stomach burned constantly. My mood? Razor thin. I told myself it was a mistake. Someone grabbed the wrong bag. It would stop. It didn't. Day 4 gone. Day 5 gone. Day 6 gone. Every single time I'd open the fridge with this tiny flicker of hope. And every single time my container was missing. No note. No apology. No shame. Just theft. And the worst part wasn't even the hunger. It was the disrespect. Someone looked at my name on that lunchbox and decided it didn't matter. Decided I didn't matter. I tried being reasonable. I switched shelves. I moved my lunch to the back. I wrote my name bigger. I even tried a fake lunch one day, something cheap, just to see, gone. That's when the anger stopped being loud and started being cold. Because when someone keeps stealing from you, day after day, it's not desperation anymore. It's entitlement. And entitlement doesn't stop unless it's checked. I started imagining confrontations, yelling in the break room, accusing everyone, getting into trouble myself. Then I imagined something better, something quieter, something that didn't require me to say a word. I grew up around people who loved spicy food, real spicy. The kind that makes your ears ring and your vision blur. And I knew about Carolina Reapers, peppers so hot they're basically lethal weapons. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I wanted a lesson, a deterrent. I wanted whoever kept stealing my lunch to think twice. Forever. So the night before my next shift, I cooked. Not lazily. Not angrily. Carefully. I marinated steak until it was tender. I grilled peppers and onions until they caramelized perfectly. I sliced everything with patience, the kind you only get when you've already decided something. Then I pulled out the Carolina Reapers. Bright red, wrinkled, almost beautiful in a dangerous way. I wore gloves. I opened windows. I minced them finely into a fresh pico de gallo. The smell alone made my eyes water. I mixed it all together, tasted just the tiniest speck, and my mouth lit up like fire. My heart raced. My skin prickled. Perfect. I assembled the fajitas like they were going on a menu. Steak, peppers, onions, pico, cilantro, lime. I placed them in a clear Tupperware container, not hiding anything. No warnings, no labels beyond my name. If someone took them, they took them knowingly. The next morning I put my lunch in the fridge like always, and I waited. An hour into the shift, the factory noise broke. A scream cut through the air. Not a yell, not anger. Panic, someone shouted for help. I dropped what I was doing and ran toward the break room. Heart pounding, adrenaline surging. That's when I saw him. The lunchbox bandit, on the floor. Clutching his chest, gasping. His face was red, not spicy red, medical red. His eyes were wide with terror, his breath short and shallow, like his lungs had forgotten how to work. Someone yelled that he couldn't breathe, that he was having an asthma attack. The realization hit me like ice water. The Reapers hadn't just burned. They'd triggered something serious. Emergency services were called. The room filled with chaos, voices overlapping, managers panicking, people backing away in fear. I stood there frozen, watching. Not with satisfaction. With shock. he was rushed to the hospital. The rest of the shift was a blur. I waited for questions, for accusations, for consequences. They never came. He never said a word, no report, no complaint, no investigation. Because how do you explain stealing someone's lunch and almost dying because of it? Days passed, then weeks. I never lost another lunch. People started guarding their food more carefully. Labels appeared, locks, mini fridges. The unspoken rule changed, and me? I didn't brag. I didn't tell anyone. I just ate my lunch in peace. I thought about that day for a long time, about how close things came to going too far. About how revenge, even when it feels justified, carries weight you don't expect. But I also thought about something else. About how many times people steal because they think no one will push back. How many times disrespect survives because it's convenient. I didn't hurt anyone on purpose. I didn't set a trap. I cooked food I liked. He made his choice. And sometimes, the lesson isn't loud, it's unforgettable. I never saw him again. Maybe he quit, maybe he transferred, maybe he just kept his head down. But the factory changed after that. Food theft stopped almost overnight. People became careful, respectful. And for the first time in weeks, I sat down during my break, opened my lunch, and actually got to eat it. No fear, no anger, just quiet. Revenge doesn't always look like shouting or destruction. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's boundaries. And sometimes, it's letting people face the consequences of choices they never thought would catch up to them. If this story made you feel that cold, quiet satisfaction, hit like, subscribe for more true Reddit revenge stories, and share this with someone who needs a reminder. Don't steal what isn't yours. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed?